Hi guys. So today's learning we are going to be sorting out the difference between a question and a statement. Now you have done a lot of work around questions and statements, and in the book that we've been talking about, A Walk in London, we looked at the different facts that were in it. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of the statements in here, and together we're going to sort through if we could find any questions and work out the statements at the same time. And then as we carry on with the lesson, I will explain it a bit more. Okay? So, let's start. I'm going to read this page. If you can't see it, I've got the words here as well. So, hello there. There's me, and that's my mum. We've just got off the bus in Westminster in the heart of central London. A clock strikes. That's Big Ben. Mum tells me it's 11 o'clock. Good, we're just in time. So at the moment, here, I don't have any statements that are facts that I can use. But remember we said that we've got all these little bits of writing here, the tiny, tiny bits that you can't see. Those are actually facts. So for example, here, down here it reads, London is the capital city of the United Kingdom. It has 7.5 million citizens. Now on this slide, do we have any questions? Can you see any questions? No, you can't. Exactly. So let's move on to the next slide. In time for what? Now, I see a question mark. So could that statement there be a question, a sentence? Be a question? Exactly. So in time for what? That's the question. I want to know. Wait and see, Mum's mouth. This way through St. James's Park. The park is full of water and the water's full of ducks. Here, there's a little fact here that says there are lots of pelicans. Okay, these are pelicans in the park. The first pelican to live in St. James's Park were given to King Charles II in 1664 by the Russian ambassador. Now that is a statement, it's a fact, it's telling us something about the pelicans, right? So at the moment here, let me use a highlighter, we have one question here and some statements over here as well. Let's see. After the ceremony, Mum takes me to a special place to stand. Now you're standing in the very centre of London, she tells me. We listen to a visitor reading from his guidebook. At the moment, I don't see any questions around here, but that's okay. Can I see any questions here? It says, Admiral Nelson died at sea at the Battle of Trafalgar Square in 1805. This is Admiral Nelson. This column with his statue, this is called a column, with his statue at the top stands at 51.5 meters high. And that's a statement, it's a fact. So you can see how we're working out statements and questions. At the moment, we've only found one question from the 2 pages we've read. Right, do I see any questions here? One way of spotting to see any question marks. No, don't see any questions here. I do see another fact, which is quite exciting. This one here. The city is sometimes called the square mile because that's how big it is. So that's another statement. Okay, now, I have included statements from the text. You will need to think of questions to write for the statements. Now, when we looked at questions yesterday, our question hand said that when we're writing a question, you can start with the words why, when, where, what, who, or how. So today, when you're writing your questions for the statements, you're going to be using some of these to help you. I've given an example here. My statement, which I took from the book over here, it says, the first pelicans to live at St. James's Park were given to King Charles in 1664 by a Russian ambassador. Now, if I asked you, well, what sort of question can you think about that you could write for the statement? You have the answer. What could the question be? You might say, who gave King Charles II the first pelicans? So I've given you the statement, and now you have the question. Let's say you had another statement here. Let's go on. Okay, there are 259 steps going up to St. Paul's Cathedral. All right, so I have that here. You can see very clearly. 259 steps going up to St. Paul's Cathedral. So if that's my statement, what could your question be? How many steps are going up to St. Paul's Cathedral? Well done. So what you're going to do is now you're going to pause the video and you're going to have a look at Google Docs. And on there, I have put examples like this of statements. And what you need to do is read the statement that I've given you and type in the answer. So I'll show you what I mean. If you have a look. So you open Google Docs. And on it, you will have statements. So I've given the statement we've used here as an example. But you are going to write questions for the statements I've already typed in blue. So here, have a look at this one. It says, Admiral Nelson died at sea at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. So, thinking of your question hand, which word can you use to help write a question? I wonder. Let's go back. Admiral Nelson died at sea at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Your question could be, when did Admiral Nelson die at sea? That could be a question, so that's what you have to do. Type in your answers, your questions in red. All right? Okay, I hope you understood that. I'll see you all very soon with your fantastic questions. Bye.